All right, so you're thinking about making a move to Arizona. Maybe you're looking to purchase a new home and you're wondering whether or not you need a pool. I can tell you we get that question quite a bit when people reach out to us, and although there are a ton of positives that might come along with owning a pool, there might be a few cons that you might want to consider as well. So in this video, we're going to give my top 5 pros and my top 5 cons when it comes to owning a pool, and make sure to stick around to the end so I can give you the #1 reason you should consider before making the decision if a pool is good for you. So if that info might be helpful, then stay tuned. What's up, everybody? It's Greg Corbett with the AZ Lifestyle Group right here in Phoenix, Arizona. If this is your first time to this channel and you're looking to find out everything you need to know about what it's like living in and or moving to the Phoenix metro area, including whether or not you should get a pool, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you can be notified whenever we post a new video. We are helping people from all over when it comes to finding the best places and neighborhoods to live here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about making a move and you need any assistance whatsoever, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, however you want to get a hold of us. We got your back when it comes to moving to the Phoenix metro. All right, so this is a video I've been wanting to do for a while, just because #1, it's a really popular question that we get every time when people are looking to reach out to us. And then secondly, we've recently gone through some maintenance on our pool that we went through, and so it kind of just reminds you that there's so much work involved with taking care of a pool, and a lot of people just make the assumption that you need one. I'm here to tell you that it may or may not be good for you. From our experience, my wife and I and our family, we've owned our home here for about 7 years, and this was the first pool, the one behind me here, that I've had to take care of on my own. I've had to do a lot of learning when it comes to taking care of it. I'm going to help kind of guide you through what I've learned. Overall, I think it's been a good thing for me, but there are definitely some challenges as well. So let's go through those. Let's go through the top 5 pros first. A lot of those are going to be probably some common ones, and then I'm going to take you through the top 5 cons. Again, maybe common, but I want to take you through a little bit more detail, things that you want to consider, especially when it comes to all the work and cost and that type of thing that's involved. But we're going to break those down so you can really get a general idea on whether or not it makes sense for you. So let's get into it. All right, pro #1 on my list, and this one's a simple one, but they just look good. I know, from my perspective, I love just being able to come out here at any time of day and just enjoy the yard and enjoy like the overall look and appeal. And when you got a pool in good condition and everything kind of comes together, it just adds a nice aesthetic to your yard. It's just something that you can really enjoy. So just from that perspective alone, that's one of the definite top pros on my list. All right, pro #2, another simple and obvious one, but the reason that probably most people think you need one here in Arizona is that it's a great way to cool off during the summer. I mean, we have definitely spent hard times during the summer just jumping in the pool and hanging out. I mean, it's definitely, you get some tunes going, you get some drinks going, you come hang out, you have a good time, and it's just a good way when it's super hot during the summer to just come and cool off and hang out and have a little fun. Pro #3 on my list, and this kind of piggybacks a little bit off of #2, but it's just kind of a great thing for families, especially when you have kids. From our experience, we just had our little one 3 years ago. The first couple years, we didn't get a chance to spend too much time in the pool, but last year was awesome, and our little 2-year-old just was like swimming like a fish the whole time. Absolutely loved it, and especially with going through the last 2 years with COVID and all the shutdowns and not really having too many things to do during the summer, it was a huge need for us to be able to bring our daughter and have her hang out in the pool and just enjoy that time. So if you have families with kids of a lot of different ages, they'll definitely enjoy that, and so will you. #4 on the list as a pro, I've got to go with just entertainment value in general. If you like to have people over, if you like to entertain, have your friends and family over, Definitely a huge benefit to have the kind of pool in your backyard, just to give people things to do. Again, also goes back to number one with the aesthetic and just the appeal of the backyard, but it's just nice to have people over, have pool parties, again, hang out, have a good time. Just a good way to entertain overall. And so if you like to entertain, definitely a good option. And then pro number 5 on my list, I'm gonna combine exercise and relaxation. I know a lot of people like to use their pool to swim some laps. I've definitely, we've got a big enough pool. It's definitely something I've come out and done in the morning just to kind of get a little exercise if I don't get to the gym that day. Definitely great for relaxation coming home after the gym, jumping in the pool, you cool off a little bit and just kind of get ready for the day. I find it to be a great way to kind of get the day started. I get a workout in, come back, hit the pool while the sun's coming up. It's just a great way to start the day, and it's a great way to end the day before you go to bed, especially if you want to cool off, especially during the heat during the summer. Jump in the pool while it's nice, cool off a little bit, definitely makes you sleep better a little bit. So from an exercise and relaxation point of view, I think it's a huge bonus. All right, guys, if this video has been helpful to you so far, please consider hitting that like button for us. It definitely helps us out, helps us spread the word of our channel, helps us know if we're putting out the right information for you. So give us a like, leave us a comment, let us know if this is helpful. We appreciate it. All right, now you've heard the pros, let's go through the cons. Might spend a little bit more time on these because these are the things that maybe you might not think about. I think the pros kind of, can be a little obvious, but let's go through the cons. Number 1 on my list is maintenance, and that's definitely something I've had to learn. When I, moved in over here, I wanted to learn how to take care of a pool. I didn't really want the cost or the expense of hiring somebody to come in and take a look at it once a week. And then number 2, like even if you have that, like the weather doesn't really allow you to do that in my opinion. I think you kind of have to constantly looking at your pool, making sure that it's cleaned up, making sure that everything is working properly. So when it comes to maintenance, you're going to be spending some time on your pool, or you're going to be spending a lot of money to hire somebody to take care of it. So depending on what your situation is, it does have a little bit of relaxation benefit when it comes to taking care of it. I find myself out here in the morning, sweeping the pool, sweeping the leaves, making sure all the equipment's working. So there is some benefit on the relaxation side of it and kind of taking care of it on your own, but it is very time consuming and you need to be looking after it at all times. So again, number 1 con is maintenance. All right, con number 2 on the list, let's talk about operating costs. I mean, just the costs of operating your pool equipment, the chemical costs, just taking care of all the chlorine, anything to balance the pool, make sure that it's maintained. There are a certain amount of costs that you're going to have to deal with per month, and that's if you're taking care of it on your own. Obviously, like we talked about in the previous one, if you have somebody actually taking care of it for you, there's going to be that cost as well. We just had a situation where we had to drain our pool altogether, have somebody come in and do an acid wash, and then refill it back up. So there's just little things that you're constantly going to be having to do to take care of the pool. We had to replace our equipment. The pump went out. The filter was old, so we just had to replace our equipment in the last year and a half or so. That's a pretty big expensive cost as well. So there's lots of costs that are constantly going on that you're going to have to think about when you do have the pool, and some of them are surprises that you aren't really ready for, but if you want to keep the pool going, you just have to do it. All right, number 3 on the list of cons, I'm gonna put this as safety, and this is one, again, like we talked about the benefits on the pro side for families. There is a reverse effect to that. This is super important, something for everybody to need to know. As you can kind of see around my pool, we do have the pool fence when we have little ones, and if you have a little one, I think the scariest thing that people can imagine is potentially having their little one get into that pool. So we want to make sure that everybody stays safe. There is, constant information within here in the area about making sure to watch your kids around water. It is something that is, one of the scariest things you can imagine. So you have to weigh that into effect. You got to make sure you've got the safety barriers up. You got to make sure, all your doors, anything you can think of that somebody could, or one of your little ones could get out, potentially get in the pool. You want to make sure that's covered. So make sure you're safe, make sure you can take care of that. And if you have any doubts about that at all, or if you just don't want to worry about it at all, I understand where people are like, hey, we're not going to have a pool, we're not going to put ourselves in that position. I totally understand that. We obviously had this before we had our daughter, and so we had to take the precautions to make it safe. And it actually has turned out into a benefit for us because she absolutely loves swimming in the pool. So it's been a benefit for us, but we definitely have done everything we can to make it safe as well. That's something you need to consider. All right, on to number 4, and I'm going to talk about the limited amount of use you can actually you can do with the pool. So, a lot of people, I mean, they're pretty much, if you don't have a heater on your pool's not going to be, super warm and swimmable until probably getting into May, and then you might be able to stretch it out into October, but I would say May to October is going to be primary. Most people are going to be swimming June, July, August, September, so you got the 4 months that your pool is going to be warm enough to swim in. All the other months might be a little chilly for certain people. Some people, if you're coming from colder temperatures, maybe you're going to jump in January. Who knows? But a lot of people only take 3 or 4 months of actual swim season, and then they don't use the pool the rest of that time. So at that point, it just becomes something to look at that you're taking care of, but you're actually not using. So from a limited use perspective, that would be my number 4 con. All right, on to number 5. This one is kind of a mix between the maintenance and cost, but I'm going to go with surprise issues. I mean, your pool is going to be full of surprises as you go through it day to day. You never know how it's going to be acting up on you. You never know what's going to be going out. You never know what you're going to be having to replace next or fix next, that type of thing. So when it comes to surprises, your pool will always have some surprises for you. So you need to kind of prepare for that. It's never a fun time when those surprises pop up on you. And again, you don't want to allow your pool to turn green. So you really have to stay on top of these things. It's not like you can just let your pool go for a few weeks and just, take care of it later. If you're not taking care of your pool 100% all the time, your pool's going to get in worse shape. And so that's going to even be a bigger nightmare. So it's something that you have to take care of. It's like an extra responsibility that you have to take care of every day and make sure you keep up on it. And those surprise issues will definitely cause a little stress here and there. All right, so overall, I think, again, kind of going back to one of the biggest things I think that you should consider if you are moving out here and you're deciding whether or not you want a pool. I mean, if you can afford it and you can have anybody take care of it and you just like the visual appeal of it, go for it. There's going to be a lot of advantages. I do talk to a lot of people that might be moving out here. Maybe they're coming out here, they have a second home. Maybe they're not going to be here during the summer. I mean, if you're not going to be here during the summer months to actually swim in it, or you don't have people that are going to be using it quite often, then I would say maybe not even worry about it. Again, with all the maintenance and costs involved, if you're going to be in and out, maybe you're here during the winter months, maybe you're gone during the summer months, or you like to travel. If you're not here to enjoy it, then maybe you don't need it. If you're in a situation where it might be unsafe for your family, obviously that would be a situation that you might want to avoid. Obviously, if you are trying to avoid surprise costs, then you might not want to have a pool in your backyard. From our point of view, I think it's definitely been a bonus overall. There's been times where it's been a pain in the ass. There's been times where we haven't used it. There's been times we didn't need it. But if you outweigh those times with the times that we have actually enjoyed it and benefited from it and, just had a lot of good times with it, it's definitely been a good thing for us. But I think, the overall question is, will it be the same for you? Will your situation kind of match what we're going through, or is it going to be something different for you? That's what we're here to help guide you with. We can definitely guide you in the right direction as to whether or not it might be a good thing for you. We're here to help you with that. Obviously, if you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out to us. We'll leave our contact info on screen as always. If you are looking to make a move to Arizona, we want to hear from you. If you're looking to find a place, we're definitely here to help you with that. And if you have any other questions, comments, or you think we left anything out, definitely leave a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you on that end as well, and we'll respond to you. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. Until the next one, we will catch you later.